let's talk about light. I get this question all the time. Why do we not see light 24 hours a day on a flat Earth? Well, it's because light has its limitations. And what does that mean? Really, all it means is, why do we have a street light on every corner and every block? In Boston, Oklahoma City, California, there's a street light. So if light didn't have limitations, then we would have one street light maybe for the whole city. And the way to see that, here you've got the sun. It's light. And then over here, it's dark. So wherever the sun is, opposite of it, it's going to be dark. And as you can see, it has its limitations. That's why we don't see the sun across the whole Earth. But once it gets further and further and further away, if it was 93 million miles away, what's happening to this light? Do you see how the light is now encompassing the whole thing? Light, when it's further away, gets more linear. And all that means is it becomes more straight and it broadens out. The sun here, the flat Earth,
Screenshot
is in the firmament. We don't know the exact distance, but we know that the sun is not 93 million miles away. If it were, it would cover the whole flat Earth. And that is also how we know it's not as big as they say. Here's what NASA says. The sun is far more massive than our home planet. It would take more than 33rd degree. They got to throw those numbers in there, guys. More than 330,000 Earths to match the mass of the sun. And it would take 1.3 million Earths to fill the volume of the sun. Two things you need to take from this. First thing is 33. It's in there. Do you know the axis of the Earth equals 666? Second thing, if it were as big as they say, it would be just like that. It would cover the whole Earth. But it's not. It is local. It's in the firmament with the moon, as it says in Genesis. They don't give you anything practical that you can use. It's all gobbledygook. It's all light speed years, nebula this, nebula that. Now, some people are visual learners, right? It really helps to break down the numbers with their math, their ratios. The sun were this big, the Earth would be the size of a BB. A BB. And you want to know how far? This is their math. Heliocentric model. How far this sun is from little BB planet. You want to know how far? 50 yards. That's half a football field. So I've got my little planet, and we've calculated about 50 yards. A little BB, 50 yards is in that house right there. That is where 50 yards is, and that is how far that is from our sun. So, guys, just understand that their math is a bunch of gobbledygook and lies and nothing but lies. And then remember, they put everything in plain sight. They've got to have all these numbers. 33 is a big one. 666 is a big one. Seasons work because when it's summer in the United States and Canada, what is it in Australia? It's winter, right? And when it's summer there, it's winter here. How does that work on flat Earth? Is that the sun here is closer to the North Pole, which is the United States, and as it goes out, becomes our winter, and then it's out towards Australia, how it becomes their summer. So if you notice wherever you live, that the sun is either getting further away or closer when it's moving out on its radius. It goes in tighter, and then it gets bigger and bigger on the way out. People say all the time, well, then prove it. Prove we live on a flat Earth. Real science is supposed to be repeatable, measurable, and observable. That's what makes it provable. We see the sun moving. We see the moon moving. We see the stars turning. Our senses tell us we see the sun moving around us. How about the control system prove to us that we're moving? We don't feel like we're moving. It doesn't seem like we're moving. The burden of proof is on them to prove to us. Instead of saying that you are moving, prove it. Because you know what I feel? I feel absolutely nothing. I feel like we're stationary, that we're standing still, and that the sun and the moon go around us. The burden of proof is on them. They're the ones handing us everything. All of the answers, all of the things that they give us in these books, Einstein and all, you just name it, Newton, all of them. They are given to us, and we're supposed to believe them. Why? They have answers for everything. They have answers for this and that. Yahweh, Yahuwah, our Creator, God, did not make it that difficult to understand His construct. We may not know the whole truth, but it's better to have questions that can't be answered than to have answers that can't be questioned. Let's talk about what we actually see, your experience, my experience. We've got us so brainwashed that we don't believe our own senses. We don't believe our own eyes. It's crazy how it's so brainwashed that they just won't sit there and go, you know what? we're not moving. I don't feel anything at all. What does your experience tell you? Your senses tell you that you're not moving. Genesis 1:16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, that's the sun, the lesser light to rule the night. And God, Yahweh, Yahuwah, set them in the firmament. What does that mean? He placed them in the firmament. You can't get through this. No such thing as aliens or asteroids or no, there's nothing like that because you can't get through this. I'll give you another one real quick. Joshua was fighting the Amorites. Here's what Yahuwah did, God, Yahweh. He said, sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon. So, sun, stand still. He didn't say earth, stand still, right? And thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. Joshua said he needed more daylight, so God stopped the sun. And he stopped the moon during this battle. He didn't say stop the earth, stop the world from spinning. He stopped the sun. And why did he say that? Because the sun and the moon move around. They're in the firmament, they're moving. In Isaiah 38:7-8, behold, I will bring again the shadow of the degrees. What's that mean? Which will go down in the sundial. He moved the sun backwards. He didn't turn the earth backwards. He moved the sun backwards. What he's saying here, which will go down in the sundial, which he's moving the sun 10 degrees. He's not saying he's stopping the earth. He's moving the sun. So the sun returned 10 degrees, by which degrees it was gone down. He moved the sun 10 degrees. Yahuwah, Yahweh, God, is moving the sun 10 degrees. The sun is over here, and these are the degrees where the sun comes in and it goes out. Those are the degrees. We live in a flat, stationary world. Send this out to everybody. I really appreciate everything you guys do. We're making a huge difference. I've been doing this since 2014. It's not my message. We're just trying to get out Yahweh's message, right? So we're just the messengers. And tell me your story in the comments. When did you become a flat earther? Or how many flat earthers do you know? I would love to hear about it and share it if I could. If they can convince you that you're hurtling through space, that the earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour and you don't even feel it, then they can convince you of anything.